Hi, Catalina here from Loan Sense. Today I'm going to cover a couple topics for loan officers, as well as some news updates around how to serve the purchaser market better, especially those coming in with student loan debt. I know it's a rough market right now. So I want to talk a little bit about how do you become a hero to your client? Also, how do you build trust with your client, right? And then I want to give some news updates. If this content is of interest, please forward it to your colleagues, as well as please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel that we update weekly with content for loan officers as well as student loan borrowers, which means if you're working with student loan borrowers, you could just grab our YouTube content and share it out with your own borrowers. We also have social media assets we put all over the internet, as well as we update our marketing package that comes with our software. So if you want additional help and guidance around your marketing approach to help you pivot harder into the purchaser market, now is the time and we're here to assist you. Okay. So, and by the way, we hold daily lender workshops, multiple a day. So if we can give you more information, do not hesitate. I will put the link in the description below. So first I want to talk a little bit about how do you build trust with borrowers? And I say this from the standpoint of being a borrower, being a millennial borrower who's gone through the home buying process several times. As well, so how does a loan officer build trust? And how do you become more than just a avenue for a loan for a consumer, right? Because I think it's really important to building repeat business as well as referral business is to understand where your superpower is, where do you shine, and where can you help somebody. And that will help you grow your business more than just the aspect of giving out a loan, right? So first and foremost, as a consumer, like our generation we might rate shop, which I think it's a myth that we only care about rate, because at the end of the day, if you talk to three people and one person stands out far and above in terms of their advisory, their desire to give information to you, and their willingness to, be educated not just on the industry, but be educated on what's happening and providing holistic advice, questions on the home buying process, of course, but also understanding where you're at and asking some inquisitive questions about your financial health, financial picture, and how owning a home falls into that, right? It's not only a sales hustle to be like, buy now and try to prove on buying now, because I think that actually gains less trust with the borrower, right? So that's one topic I want to talk about. But how do you really become a hero to the borrower? It's understanding where they are in a holistic financial sense. So instead of just being like, I don't have time, fill out my point of sale system, my Simple Nexus or whatever, it would be good to have a couple questions to try to understand what your client is trying to achieve holistically and make them feel like you are trying to be an advisor to help them grow their wealth. I think that is an approach that really works for a generation, right? So where are you? Where does this home loan fall into all of your asset building? And what is the value of owning a home, right? In terms of your holistic ability to retire later in life. If you have those conversations, you are setting yourself apart. And this is why we're a mortgage coach partner, right? Because we believe that they help loan officers convey this value and this advisory value well. In addition, the largest pain point of our generation are student loans. So addressing what are the key financial pain points or barriers to having them buy now, or why didn't they buy 3 years ago versus now? Like, what are some of those barriers, right? And student loans, not just from what we hear, but statistically from national data, from National Association of Realtors all the way to many different think tanks, the Department of Ed, student loans is a huge barrier to student loan borrowers, right? So being able to convey to them that, hey, there's actually options to better manage your student debt so you don't have to feel impeded from the ability to buy. And that's what our software helps convey. But by doing things like that, you're adding significant advisory power to your service and showing that care for the person in terms of their holistic wealth building and their holistic portfolio. It's not like you have to start advising them in retirement and all these things, but asking some questions about like where they're at and how you can help them get to their goals is really, really important. Lastly, I wanted to say there is some news that has come out around, and I speak very closely to those in the single family department at Freddie Mac as well. And there's talks and talks about exploring the elimination of student debt from the DTI calculation altogether. That's obviously in very early stages right now. But what would the impacts of that be? And they asked me, and I'm very much I think that would help student loan borrowers very much, but there's also chances we put them at risk post close because student loans can be garnished from your wages. So do we get him into a home and then put him at risk of default? So there's things we need to think about like that, right? The state of Maine just came out with, it's very interesting. I'll actually just pull up the article. The state of Maine approved student loan relief for home buyers. The state of Maine is for giving up to $40,000 for those who want to buy their first home. The article doesn't contain a ton of detail, but I am intrigued by this. And the state of Maine is doing this, and maybe other states will follow suit. But this idea that we know student loans are pervasively preventing people from buying. So can we legislate at the state level to help more student loan borrowers get relief so that they don't feel impeded, right, from buying a home? That program is great. I love that for more states to follow suit, but I do want to tell you right now that there are federal relief programs that part of the Loan Sense value proposition is to convey to the consumer, if we get you on the student loan relief track, which is a paperwork filing process, which we do and automate for the borrower, that does increase your purchasing power. So we don't need to wait for states to legislate. This already exists. It's just a matter of you as a loan officer being able to convey that value to the borrower, right? That's what we help you do. We help you convey that value. We help the borrower file all their paperwork, and we help the borrower achieve an outcome of a lower debt to income as compared to what the current guidelines propose. For example, if it's Fannie, it's 1%. If it's Freddie, it's 0.5, or FHA, it's 0.5. For a lot of borrowers, we can actually kick them into repayment with lower than a 0.5, and the value is like significantly boosted. Purchase power, it also puts them in a better financial position once student loans get kicked back in. We put them into repayment. If the pause gets extended, we could obviously put them right back into pause post-close. But the whole idea is we get them into a better financial standing, and you become the hero to the client, right? Because they don't just give us the credit for this, but they give you the credit. Like, we've had so many borrowers come through our platform now who said, they were denied for a mortgage multiple times before they found this loan officer who sent them through Loan Sense. And so if you are a loan officer from, a brokerage or an IMB that doesn't have the marketing prowess of like a Quicken Loans or a Better.com, I think the way to win in this market is to go after declined borrowers, because it doesn't mean they can't qualify. It means they went through some kind of push button, get mortgage experience that doesn't actually help them understand how they can qualify. And those are the best clients that by giving them a little advice and a little prep, you could qualify them. And they may not, and they could still be prime buyers in terms of their credit scores. They just need a little guidance around how to manage their student loans, how to manage other aspects of their financial life in order to qualify. And those are really good borrowers to go after, because everyone's trying to go for the prime ready to buy borrower. But right now the market, right, is such that if you're not originating at high volumes now because of the rate increase and kind of we're kind of waiting to see where the market goes, then getting on the nurture side of a few borrowers or a handful of borrowers who can close in 30 to 60 days is a great way to bring sustainability to your business and add significant value, in which they will refer you, because no other loan officer, like, they don't have to rate shop. No other loan officer is going to give them the boosted purchase power capability that you will provide them, contingent that they work on their student loan, right? So there's significant value to that, and being the hero to that borrower who will go and tell if they work at a hospital, for example, they'll go tell their peers, they'll go tell their family with student loan debt. It's pervasive. Like 60% of the purchaser market has student debt. And there's about 17 million borrowers right now who are in prime purchase age, who have student debt, who are renting. And so if we can have a conversation with those borrowers, we're opening up the market and we're becoming a hero to them, boosting our referral business and creating sustainability, because we're not just chasing, the perfect buyer with no dings, completely able to qualify. Those buyers are far and few between. And if they're really qualified and they come from historic, families that have built wealth, their parents may just lend them money to buy cash. Like, I've seen and heard a lot of that. Like, we work with bars and they'll be like, yeah, but I compete with these people who they're either investors or they're people who their family can just lend them money or something, or take out a home equity line of credit on their childhood home to allow their kids to buy. And so it's great to have that privilege, but a lot of us don't. And having someone who can advise us around the loan process is so key to our success. So I hope this news and information has been helpful. Like I said, we have daily lender calls. If there's anything, we assign you an account rep that understands guidelines, understands student loan policy. If there's anything we could do to help you grow your business, that is why we're here. Our goal is to help more of our generation close. And if we can help you achieve success and help achieve the goals of our mission, we are so excited and on standby. Again, I will link the daily call we have below. It's very easy, bit.ly/LO capital -call. I will link it below. We are really excited to speak to you and can't wait to help you.